Is there any production that you thought you could have done better in?
Oh. There is only the pursuit of perfection. Perfection doesn't exist. So you are chasing this utopia of having everything the way you planned it. Never happens. So if you are given an opportunity to repeat a project, you do it differently, 99.9% of the time. But I don't look back in regret. I don't look back and say, oh, that film that I shot in 2011, I should have used that actor, I should have done this, I should have done that. That was who I was at the time. Whatever I've learned from it, I apply it to the next project, and that's how you grow organically. And I look at everything that has happened in the past, and I bless God for it, because it's the journey that brought me here. If I didn't make those turns, if I didn't make those mistakes, I wouldn't be here today. I might, it's serendipity. Another door opens and it's a completely different life. So whatever has happened, I feel is ordained. And even though they're not completely perfect, I believe that, nobody is, no situation is perfect. So you get from it what you get from it. You get the experience, and you add it to the ones that you have going forward, and you better yourself. So I like to do incrementally better projects, as opposed to going back and worrying what I did or did not do in the previous one.
So it's always about
the next project.
The next project and the next
future
project.
Yes.
So it's basically learning as you go.
We are all students of life, and learning doesn't stop. I'm doing a PhD, I'm finishing in December. I'm doing it rather belatedly, but I just felt if you stop learning, you start rotting. So,
is your PhD law
in film?
In film, wow. Can you do that after like having such discipline in one particular field and then doing a PhD in something completely different?
I studied law, did what is called a postgraduate certificate in legal practice, which is like bar exam or solicitor, to be a solicitor in the UK, and I practiced for about 3 years. So that is the whole of my law career. It gives me, like I said, the experience, the astuteness of a lawyer, the ability to interpret contracts like nobody else in the industry who's not a lawyer, and it's something that I take into my practice as a filmmaker. But I would say that my first degree was in theater arts, and my experience alone could have allowed me to do a PhD even if I didn't have a first degree before. But your first degree on all the degrees, including the masters that you have, show that you can embark on a research, which is what I'm doing. So my research degree is predicated on my cumulative academic experience and qualifications, and like I said, I could have been offered a PhD based on my level of experience, which they can equate to at least a master's degree. But I don't have a master's degree in theater, but I'm allowed to do, or in film, but I'm allowed to do a PhD in film, because I have shown that I have a very robust academic background, and I'm able to do the work that is required for a PhD level qualification, and that's what it is. So I'm also teaching. I'm a lecturer in filmmaking at the University of Huddersfield, which at the time that I got the offer, I wasn't looking for a job. But when the offer was made to me, because they were headhunting me, I looked at it as something that was beyond me, because I wasn't being approached because I was a British filmmaker. I was being approached based on Mirror Boy and Last Flight Abuja and all those films that I made for Nollywood.
Yeah.
So I felt it was my industry that was being recognized here, and it transcended me. So even though I didn't want the job, I wasn't looking for a job, what I did was to accept it, because with it would be some kind of validation, some kind of acceptance of the Nollywood school of thought in filmmaking, if I'm now teaching that same school of thought in a UK university.
Would you ever consider being a lecturer in a Nigerian university?
Hell no. Hell no. It's not gonna happen. No, I couldn't live with it. I could be a visiting guy, somebody that, as part of imparting to other people and sharing my experience and my knowledge, I could come for a week, do something and disappear, but to work as a full-time lecturer in Nigerian University.
No, you can't do it.
Let's see what happens in the next few years, maybe next 15 years, if we're still here.
Oh my God, my country, my people. The scars are very, very deep.